So as I'm sitting here just kind of thinking, um, in light of what we saw recently with the Capitol, and it's really not going maybe where you think that it might, but a lot of the people that were storming the Capitol, I've heard that they're not necessarily, I don't want to say like anti-racist sort of thing. I think there's a lot of rhetoric there, but it's more like they're anti-government. What I was proposed as during the discussion was that you saw like multiple groups representing the same outrage towards the government. I particularly saw one kind of area demographic, but again, the news and the media will show us a lot of things, so I was willing to entertain that. But when we see these anti-government groups, then a lot of it has conspiracy theory behind it. And in regards to conspiracy, I guess I have to ask if a lot of these groups are willing to believe that there are aliens among us. Whether they are or aren't isn't the question, but that it's in their conspiracy realm. That there's a conspiracy that the government's, holding information back from us. That there's a conspiracy, behind 9/11. There's a conspiracy behind assassinations of presidents and prominent political leaders such as Malcolm X, Dr. King, things like that. So why is it that we can have all of these conspiracies? Man on the Moon is another one. Why is it that we can have all these conspiracies that people are willing to believe, but they aren't willing to believe the conspiracy that the government introduced drugs and alcohol into many demographics that they were looking to hope eradicated themselves? Um, why is that? Why is it that it's okay that they're keeping, who killed JFK from us, but that there aren't potential files that crack and alcohol, guns were introduced into these neighborhoods? And I only ask because if these places were so impoverished and these people couldn't, do anything to begin with, then how did they get anywhere? How did you get out to South America? How did you get to these places as poor minority groups to bring this back into your own area? Where did you even get the money for drugs and guns if you didn't have the money for a car, or anything? So why is one conspiracy more acceptable than another? It just ran my mind, so I'm going to cut it at that. But hopefully, it gives people cause to think that, again, what I had alluded to in a previous post, the big lie. When you tell a lie long enough, that it starts to become true. And the fact that we've been told that inner city minority groups are crack addicts, this and that, and unfortunately, a lot of that was true. But how did those things get there in the first place? Who gave all these guns and all these things to these groups? Who gave them the tools to almost destroy themselves? Peace, love, unity, solidarity.